Hey, what is going on everyone? It's your boy Danny GG back with another Halo Infinite video. So as you might have heard, the 2021 edition of the E3 gaming conference is only 1 month away, and we have confirmed that Halo Infinite will be making an appearance. Up until this point, Halo Infinite news has been very hard to come by, aside from last year's gameplay reveal and the small news drops here and there. And campaign is all well and good, but personally I am really looking forward to the meat and potatoes of Halo, which is its multiplayer. After all, the multiplayer is what we'll be coming back to day after day, so in my opinion this is what the game really needs to knock out of the park. And we have yet to get any sort of multiplayer information or substance at all, but I predict that E3 will deliver a proper multiplayer reveal, if not some sort of trailer or substantial news about it. So with all that exposition out of the way, let's get right into the 7 things that a Halo Infinite multiplayer reveal needs to accomplish. So the following list of 7 things are just my personal opinions, and I would love to hear what you guys have to think, so make sure to comment below what you'd like to see in a multiplayer reveal. I know the Halo community has lots of opinions on these things, so let me know what you think. So getting started, number 1, how are loadouts and starting weapons going to behave? Halo Reach was the first game to introduce loadouts almost similar to a Call of Duty style, and then Halo 4 really ran with this, while Halo 5 reverted back to a classic even starts. But then another thing, what starting weapons are we going to have? Are we going to have BR starts? Halo 5 introduced the Magnum as the primary utility weapon, and if you look at it, we haven't actually had 2 Halo games in a row with the same starting weapon. Halo 1 being the CE Magnum and the assault rifle, Halo 2 with the SMG and BR, Halo 3 BR, Halo Reach had the DMR, Halo 4 kind of went back to the BR, and then finally Halo 5 with the Magnum. So really interested to see if we'll get any insight onto that, to see what our go-to weapon will be. And now for number 2, I'd really like for them to show some more of the equipment that they've been talking about. We had a brief glimpse of this in the campaign trailer with the drop wall ability, but the grapple shot is what's really interesting to me, and they've touched on it a bit, how these equipments will work in multiplayer, how they'll have a limited number of uses, and once you die you'll drop it on the ground, but how will these abilities function? Are there more pieces of equipment that we've yet to see? Will jetpack or something like that be making a return? So there's lots of unanswered questions, and I feel like equipment is going to be a very critical part of multiplayer that we have yet to see. For number 3, I'd like to see how our Spartan customization will work. A few months ago we had some of the controversy with the reveal of the armor coatings, but I'd like to just get a taste of what we can expect and show that the coatings are actually a positive change for player expression. How detailed will we be able to get with customization? Will we have different helmet variants like in Halo Reach with all sorts of little attachments on there? And show us that the coatings will be worth it, especially if they are valued at $5 or even more. And this one's a long shot, but maybe even a glimpse of what an in-game microtransaction store will look like. The Exchange and MCC is kind of giving us a glimpse into their minds of what we can hope to expect, but honestly the Exchange is pretty basic compared to a lot of the other big multiplayer games now, so maybe some insight into what a store will look like, as Halo Infinite's multiplayer will be a free-to-play platform. And number 4, definitely a big thought on everyone's mind. What will that new game type be? Will it be a Battle Royale? Big Team Battle 2.0? At the time of writing this script, I thought it may be Invasion 2.0, but with no playable elites confirmed, that's kind of out the window. And then some people are even saying that there will be Warzone 2.0, which is possible, maybe free to play. They bring back rec packs in some capacity, but I think that would really be a big mistake. And then finally, will there be Firefight? I'm hoping yes. Halo 5 brought it in about a year after its release, so really something interesting to see, and maybe that's something that they'll tease later or not at all, I don't know. And number 5, I'd like to see some glimpses of the multiplayer maps. Are we going to have symmetrical maps as classic Halo has? Are we going to see any remakes like Blood Gulch, Valhalla? are maps going to allow players to perform trick jumps and have all sorts of crazy movement tactics, kind of like in Halo 5? Like, some of the things in that game got super insane with the combination of Spartan ability, so I don't think it'll be like that. But, you know, something like that. Even Halo 3 maps had lots of trick jumps that would just give you the slightest edge in a battle if you really knew the map. And Halo 5 introduced this a little bit with a few interactive map features, but I think it'd be really interesting to see more dynamic map interaction and possibly destruction. So certain materials on certain maps could be destructible. It just adds that next layer, which I think would be a really nice addition for Halo's multiplayer. And number 6, this is a huge one, probably should have been number 1, but some kind of Forge tease, whether or not it's its own dedicated show where they just go through the Forge and show us what's new. Maybe something like that is coming later, but I remember with Halo Reach, they literally had an hour-long show detailing it, showing us all the improvements from the Halo 3 Forge, and that they have taken all this feedback into account. So all we've heard about Forge for Halo Infinite is that it's going to be great in some way. It's going to be one of the best Forges yet. So maybe we'll get a glimpse of that, or something that I thought would be really crazy is maybe there is a multiplayer reveal. They're showing us multiplayer gameplay, and then at the end they say this was actually a Forge map. Boom, mind blown. That would be crazy, assuming the map looked really good or something, but hopefully we'll get some kind of mention of Forge at E3. And finally, number 7, the multiplayer reveal needs to hype us up. It feels like Halo Infinite hype has been steadily decreasing ever since they announced the delay. The game really took a big hit. I remember last year in July, people were so hyped about this game, and it just hasn't been the same since. So the whole point of these conferences, E3 and trailers, is to get people excited for the game. So I'm hoping that that's exactly what this does, and it puts Halo back in the forefront of everyone's minds. And there's so many FPS multiplayers on the market right now. Halo really needs to put itself out there, differentiate itself, and get us excited for it once again so it can make a huge comeback. So that's my list of 7 things that the Halo Infinite multiplayer needs to accomplish for this coming E3, assuming it happens. And I really love to hear your guys' take on my 7 things, and also let me know what things that you would like to see for a Halo Infinite multiplayer. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, it really helps the channel out if you would leave a like and subscribe, and even share this with your Halo friends if you're interested. But that's going to do it for today's video. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.